it's not that great. I really expected it to be like Silence of the Lambs, and it kind of flopped in my head. Hi comrades, happy Friday. I'm back with yet another movie review. It's been a long time. I think it's actually been over a year since I did my last movie review. But if you're new here, I usually do movie reviews, series reviews, and book reviews. In today's video, we're going to be talking about a movie that literally just came out today. It's called Longlegs. It's starring Nicolas Cage, and it's produced by Nicolas Cage. The movie had a lot of hype around it because of the marketing that they did. Essentially, they didn't really show a lot in the trailer, but it was kind of supposed to be like a crime, thriller, detective, horror story, kind of like Silence of the Lambs, but it wasn't really quite that, and I'm gonna get into that later. But the marketing that they did for the movie was they recorded the main actress seeing Nicolas Cage in his get-up for the first time, and they recorded her heart rate, and there was a lot of speculations about what this Longlegs character was supposed to look like. It wasn't anything exciting, to be honest with you, but it's kind of like whatever. If you're new to this channel, I always get into all the spoilers, so if you don't like that, then this video is probably not for you. So the movie is about our main character. Her name is Lee Harper something. Her name is Lee. She's like this girl. She's very Keira Knightley-esque character-wise and face-wise, and when she cries, she literally looks just like Keira Knightley. She works for the FBI, and she is given this case about the serial killer who goes by Longlegs. His whole spiel is he kills families, but there's no proof that he was ever inside the house, and he leaves letters that are coded, and then he signs them as Longlegs. And Luna's coming. Luna, come here. The movie starts with this girl that has a camera. She sees a stranger parking outside of her house. So obviously this is supposed to be a scary movie. She goes out to investigate. And then we see this weird looking man. We only see the bottom of half of his face. He's like, "Oh, sweet girl, your birthday's coming up. I put my long legs on today." And he leans down and the scene cuts. So for half the movie, we don't really see the full face of this Longlegs character that's played by Nicolas Cage. Then the story kind of jumps in the future, and it's kind of obvious that we kind of went into the future because now there's this case that's given to this Lee Harper, whatever, FBI agent girl. He's supposed to investigate and crack the case. This is where it kind of gets weird, is because she doesn't crack the case because she's so smart, but because apparently she has psychic powers or something, or she's half psychic or super intuitive or something like that. So she gets put on the case because the captain thinks that she'll have more input towards the case. Our FBI agent girl, she's given all of the casework or material in the letters that was given by Longlegs to the agents left at the crime scenes. And the way that she cracks the code, because it kind of looks like, what's the name? The killer that was never found. I don't know. I'm blanking right now. Oh, the Zodiac killer. The way that she cracks the code is Longlegs breaks into her house because she sees him outside of her house in the middle of the night. So obviously this is a scary movie, so she needs to go investigate. She walks out with her gun, and then she sees him inside her house, and she runs back in, but he's already gone, and he leaves her a birthday card that says open on January 14th. Another thing that we find out is all of the killers, or all of the victims, it was families that died, and they all had a girl and a daughter in the family whose birthday would fall on the 14th of the month. She gets this code right through this birthday card that he left for her. So here's strike number one. She's not that smart. She didn't crack the code herself. He literally gave her the answer. So she cracks the code. Apparently we figure out through the cards or something, I don't even remember if they showed it to us, that X marks the spot. And it's the very first family that Longlegs actually killed, which was the Camera family. I think that their last name was Camera because at first I thought they were all photographers or something, but I think that the last name was Camera. And there was one survivor, and she's at the psychiatric hospital. They go to a barn where the family was killed. There's an X. They follow the X's around the house. It's supposed to be spooky scary. Oh my goodness, it's not that scary. They get all the way to the attic area. There's a cross on the ground, an actual Catholic religious Christian cross. They break the boards. There is a box with a doll inside. They're like, what the frick? And the doll has a ball, like a metal ball. They call it the brain, but they can't crack the brain. Later, we kind of find out that each of the girls that were in the family that were supposed to die were gifted a doll. So our main girl thinks that the Longlegs killer actually had an accomplice, and he would like convince them to kill the family. And by the way, that the way that the people would die is usually it would be implied that the dad killed the whole family and then killed himself. So she figures out that it is Longlegs because she goes to visit her mom. She looks through her like little memorabilia box, whatever. She finds a photo and she has a picture of him because apparently she was the girl in the very beginning of the movie that saw him, and she took a picture when she saw him like up close when he was talking to her. It's a very convoluted story and it kind of makes no sense, to be honest with you. So not only did she not crack the code, he gave it to her, but she also had a photo of him this whole time. And then she doesn't remember, spoiler alert, that it was him the whole time and what he looks like because the devil told her not to remember or something. Our Longlegs character killer guy, he's actually like a Satanist. And also the way that he gets caught is kind of weird. He's literally standing in the middle of the road and a bunch of cops pull up and they're like, raise your arms. And he's like, okay. And then they put him in jail. They do this whole Silence of the Lambs thing where she goes to talk to him because he asks for her, our main girl character, after he's already like in jail or like being questioned. And as she's talking to him, he implies that he had an accomplice this whole time. And she's like, who's the accomplice? And he's like, oh, a friend of a friend of a friend, the man that lives downstairs. And she's like, who the frick, who is your friend and who's the man that lives downstairs? And he just starts laughing and then bashes his head on the freaking desk. And the whole thing is that, you know how like I said how there was like this marketing thing about what he was supposed to look like? Well, he's not that scary. He literally just has like a bunch of prosthetics. Like he has a really slopey long nose, cheeks, a chin, and he just looks very like doll-esque. I don't know, maybe that's what they were going for because there's like creepy dolls in the movie too. But it's just weird. At the end, spoiler alert, we find out that the accomplice was actually the girl's mom this whole time, and the man that lives downstairs was him. And the devil told our main character girl not to remember anything. So the whole spiel was why the mom was an accomplice is because the guy came to her house when she was a kid, like from the very beginning of the movie, and the mom got like, he was like gonna kill her essentially. And just so that her daughter survives, she agreed to be an accomplice to this Longlegs guy. And the way that it works is Longlegs makes these dolls that have this brain inside of them that tells people what to do as soon as the mom delivers the doll inside the house that he wants to kill. And then she has to sit there and watch them kill each other, essentially. And it's all because for the devil. The girl, she wakes up because her mom shoots the doll that has her little ball inside of it, and she wakes up in the Longlegs lair, which is like under her mom's house, right? So she gets a phone call that says, you're late to this girl's birthday party. And she's like, frick, like it's the 14th, she's about to die. The girl is the captain's daughter. The captain is her partner who put her on this case. So she rushes to the house. She opens the door. Her mom's sitting on the couch. There's a girl on the other side of the couch with the doll already there. And the dad is clearly already going crazy, and the dad is a captain. So he takes the mom to the kitchen, kills her. We also don't really see any of the gore in this movie. And then our main character girl shoots her mom and takes the girl away. Which I don't really... Once again, it made no sense. It was interestingly filmed, but it made no sense. And I really expected Nicolas Cage to look more creepy. And half the stuff that he said, like, literally made no sense. It was kind of silly, to be honest with you. If I had to rate this movie, I would rate it like a 3 out of 10. I was going into the movie theater with very high expectations. That's kind of why I watched it on the opening night. I'm just making sure my sound is still recording. But that's kind of why I watched it on the opening night. But after the movie was done, I was like, what the frick did I watch? Because it's just like the way that the story is almost like written is they had really good ideas in the beginning and then they all kind of just fell apart, so they decided to tie it all together with the devil made me do it spiel. Anyways, I know this was kind of a convoluted video, but if you're thinking of watching Longlegs, maybe don't, because it's really not that good. Wait till it comes out on wherever it's gonna be put on, HBO, Hulu, whatever the frick. Don't pay money to see it. It's not that great. I really expected it to be like Silence of the Lambs, and it kind of flopped in my head because the girl isn't even smart. Like, before I get into calling this character stupid, she did crack the algorithm around like the birthdays of the girls and what date the killing is supposed to happen, because the Longlegs serial killer did like an upside down triangle, which is like a satanic symbol or something. So she figured that out. She figured it out. I'll give her that. She didn't do anything. She was just like put there in that place, and then because she's the main character, she obviously had to figure it out. But she didn't even figure anything out, to be honest with you. It was because she had like psychic powers. So once again, not that smart. Anyways, comrades, thank you so much for sticking around, and I hope you liked this video. And sorry I was gone for so long. I can't wait to see you next time. I think next time I'm going to review Maxine. Oh, also, by the way, I was thinking how I'm probably going to do a little switcheroo and not do only horror movies, because there's a lot of stuff I've been liking lately, like The Boys, House of the Dragon. Like, I really want to review that kind of stuff too. So, once again, gracias. I'll see you next time. Bye.